What's up guys, I'm excited to bring you the tour of this vessel today. So it's going to be a tour of a 1982 63-foot Mason staysail ketch. Now what's cool about this one is it is a big boat. It's interesting, it's in pretty good shape, and relatively affordable for its size. But real quick, I just want to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's the single best way you can support these videos if you enjoy them, so thank you in advance, and without further ado, let's get to the tour.
We're going to take a look at the deck before we step aboard here. You can see that this boat is a big center cockpit. Looking forward, nice clean decks. Stepping aboard. This is a ketch rigged boat, staysail ketch. Looking up the rig now. Double spreader main mast, and then the mizzen back there. And turning around, there is a forward companionway here that goes down into the forward cabin. I always like to see multiple ways to enter a boat of this size, so that's good to see. The tow rails are teak. They are currently being redone and refinished. The deck used to be teak as well, but now, as you can see, it's been redone and painted with non-skid. We've got a big windlass here, chain locker forward of that. Nice big area for your chain. Looking forward, there is your staysail stay, your inner stay. Going forward, got a roller furling head sail, dual bow roller. Looking aft, nice clean deck, lots of ventilation, lots of door aids. Non-skids in good shape. The deck, again, teak removed, deck completely sealed and repainted, so less maintenance. Big old granny bars near the mast here. And looking up the rig. I love those circular port lights. I think they look really good. And then you've got this area up here on the coach roof for lounging. It's got a pad there. It's awesome. Nice protected covered cockpit. Nice wide side decks. As you can see, nice and safe. You can enter the cockpit from both sides, as you can see, and the cockpit is super safe and protected. Certainly like that about this boat. Got a boom gallows. Running backstays. And looking at the mizzen and up the mizzen, we've got our radar up there. This boat has hydraulic boom vangs on both booms. Looking at the transom. So this is one of the reasons I really like center cockpits. Typically with a center cockpit you get this big aft deck out here, and I just think that's awesome. Underneath this aft deck you've got a pretty big compartment. Let me show you that. You've got this technical compartment down here with the access to the rudder, autopilot, all that stuff, as well as lots of storage underneath the aft deck here, as you guys can see. Very nice. And going forward. Got lots of winches back here near the cockpit, so you don't have to go far from the cockpit to be sailing this boat. And we're gonna enter the cockpit finally. And as you guys can see, this is a really, really awesome cockpit. Very protected. Right in the center of the boat. Lots of good visibility. And just generally a very safe place to spend a passage. This bimini has a window so you can see your sails. This captain's chair has good visibility, 360 degrees all around the boat. And this is the view from the chair. Alrighty, going down below.
First, before we get to the interior of this boat, I want to thank Chirp for sponsoring this video. Now, sponsorships like this help keep the content flowing, so I also want to thank you guys for understanding. So as some of you guys might know, I'm a stay-at-home dad now. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm balancing a full-time career on YouTube with the raising of our daughter, Morgan. Now, as she gets older, needless to say, she's getting a lot more heavy and a lot more squirmy, and I underestimated the toll that raising her would take on my back. You know, just picking her up and putting her down multiple times per day in different locations. So the Chirp wheels feel great and they provide a lot of relief to my abused back. Randy uses them too whenever she gets home from a long day of teaching, basically on her feet the entire day. So what is the Chirp wheel exactly? Well, it's a back roller that stretches the muscles around your spine to relieve upper, lower, neck, and hip pain. It's shaped like a wheel so it can fit between your shoulder blades and massage deeply into the muscles around your spine. There's a spinal canal in the middle of the wheel to keep you comfortable, and the wheel comes in multiple sizes based on how deep of a massage you want. If you'd like to try out Chirp for yourself, be sure to go to the link in the description below and use the offer code Learning the Lines for 10% off of your order. Alright guys, thanks for sticking with me. Now let's get back to the boat tour.
So as soon as you step down below, you're immediately in the main salon. Let me do a 360 so you guys can get a view of it. Definitely a functional and good-looking main salon. There's those port lights there, circular port lights, I like those. And our galley is down a little bit. Up here we've got our cold storage. It's accessible from the top. And what I really like is that it's also accessible from the side. So there you go. Good design. Nice galley here. Well laid out. Good amount of storage. All in really good shape. Can't really complain at all. Pretty nice galley. And there's our mainmast. And then this is something I really like to see in boats, if it can be done, is a separate eat-in galley area, separate dinette in the galley. I like this a lot because it gives you a separate area to sit, especially if you're a family on the boat. It's nice to have multiple places to sit and relax and eat, or work on a laptop, or whatever. Right across from that dinette, you've got your forward head, and this is a wet head up here. Again, everything's in good shape. And then you've got your V-berth up here. Pretty standard V-berth. It is quite roomy because this is a big boat, obviously. And then you've got right here another entryway. So that's that forward companionway I showed you guys earlier. And I always love to see that. Multiple ways in and out of the boat. Going aft, going past that galley dinette, up into the main saloon. This is the main settee area, so the main eating area. Storage behind that. Now, all of the interior here used to be teak, and it's since been painted over with all grip. So again, less maintenance. Obviously, as you can see, they left the trim and everything. And this is pretty neat. This is kind of a Jack and Jill style head here. There's actually two heads connected by a shower in the middle. And I like that a lot. I think that's a really good use of space. So there's another head forward of that door. And backing out. So that's going to be like the day head. And then we've got another cabin here with two bunks. Good for children. Guests that you don't like as much. There's our main distribution panel. And this is the aft cabin, a really, really big aft cabin. There's our mizzen mast. It is keel stepped. That is something that's not really common in catches. Most of the time in catches you see the mizzen being deck stepped, even if the main is keel stepped. Got a cabinet in the middle, storage, Pullman style berth to starboard here. Clothes storage. And then all of these boards come up and you can have access to the keel. The engine's going to be up there. And here is your head for this cabin. And again, this connects to the shower. So this is the shower we looked at earlier. Like I said, pretty good use of space. And there's that forward head there. So 3 heads in this boat. And I'm just showing you guys can walk through and end up right back here in the main salon. Let's go ahead and take a look at the engine now. All of the boards come up so you can access the engine really well. and this is the engine room. More information about the engine and the generator down here is going to be in the listing that's in the description of this video.
Alright guys, I'm up here in the bow of the boat and it is time for the full continuous below decks walkthrough from bow to stern.
We are starting here in the V-berth and turn and aft. You guys can see there's that forward companionway right there, forward access to this area from the deck. Going aft, we've got our galley dinette to port, and looking to starboard, we've got our forward head. Then to starboard again, our galley. Nice functional galley. And then now we are in the main saloon, and this is kind of a deck salon style boat. You know, you've got big port lights. You're able to see out the boat very easily, so nice and open. Nice and bright. Nice main salon. Going down, going aft. Here's kind of our day head. Shower that connects this head with the other head. Closing that up. Got our other cabin here. 2 bunks, and going into the big aft cabin with a settee there to port, another head, there's that shower again, and back in the aft cabin. So cannot complain. This is a nice, big, roomy boat. Great liveaboard, great cruiser for a relatively affordable price tag. That's it, guys.
So I really enjoyed that boat, and it is definitely a massive boat with a relatively affordable price tag when you compare it to other boats of this size, this condition, and this vintage. As with all of these boat tours that we do, the current asking price as well as the broker contact information is going to be in the video description below. You guys know I love center cockpits, and this boat is no exception to that. It had a nice big center cockpit, very well protected. It's an awesome and safe place to spend a passage. You guys also know that I like catches and boats with staysails. So this boat really checked all those boxes for me. Also, what I think is good, especially for a cruiser, is that the previous owner removed the original teak decks, which were going to be a lot of maintenance. On the interior, again, the bulk of the teak was refinished and all gripped, so that's going to cut down on a lot of maintenance. It looks good. Now, stylistic wise, the teak, both on deck and down below, probably, in my opinion, would have looked better, but the trade-off is a lot more maintenance. So like anything with a boat, there's a compromise. Anyway, the layout down below was really nice. I like that Jack and Jill style bathroom with the shower in the middle. I always like when I see that on yachts. I think that's a really good use of space. Also, part of the reason why I like center cockpits is typically when you have a center cockpit like this, you have a massive aft cabin, and that was certainly the case. I think personally I would have rather seen an island berth in that aft cabin just because you had the entire width for it. But I still think it's a good layout with the Pullman berth on one side as well as the settee on the other side. But anyway, I think this is a great boat for a cruising couple and a family. Obviously, it is a big boat, so you kind of have to realize that a boat this big is going to require a lot of maintenance, and you know, this probably shouldn't be the first boat that you buy. You should probably have some experience before you buy this boat. I enjoyed it. I think it's a good deal. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And with that, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell if you want to know each and every time we drop a video. See you guys.
I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here.